Here are 7 things I add to my garden for bigger and healthier plants. They're super easy to incorporate into the soil, and your plants will love you if you add it. Number 1 is kelp powder. Kelp provides all the trace elements and minerals from the lake or ocean, which speeds up the growth of your plants and provides good plant health. Kelp provides stress relief for plants when they are transplanted, and they also contains tons of growth hormones, specifically high in cytokinin. So how I like to apply my kelp is to sprinkle a little bit of it over the soil. But also when transplanting your plants to help reduce transplant shock and encourage more roots to grow. I'll just come and dig a hole about the same deep as this. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of kelp underneath and mix it up. Then I have some nice parsley over here, looking good. I'm just going to plant it in here. And whenever you're transplanting something, you want to give it a little water so all the soil can touch the roots. The second thing you must add to your garden is biochar. And biochar is just charcoal. It is made by heating organic matter in fire in the partial or complete absence of oxygen. The liquids and the gases are evaporated from the wood, leaving only carbon behind. Biochar is one of the best soil amendments for your garden because it creates tons of homes for beneficial microbes and bacteria, and it also stores water and nutrients because it is very porous. I saw an article online stating about biochar mixed with compost was used by the Native Americans, and when they spread it over their fields, the corn that they plant grow up to 10 foot high. So biochar also builds healthy soil structure. And so now to apply our charcoal, we are going to sprinkle a few handfuls over the surface of the soil. And then we mix it in. The third item on our list is kitchen scraps. Kitchen scraps should be added always into your garden because it attracts tons of earthworms, which will help create a better soil structure. The kitchen scraps will also become organic matter in the soil, which will increase the soil water holding capability. I like to bury different types of kitchen scraps, but you don't want to bury meat or dairy because you don't want critters coming into your garden. Some great kitchen scraps to add are some eggshells that are very fine. You can sprinkle them over your tomatoes because they love calcium. The kitchen scraps that I have in my bowl are some cabbage skins, some key grounds, some beets, and some apple cores. And how I like to bury my kitchen scraps is by digging a trench in the soil and then pour it into the trench. Add also some eggshells in here and then cover the trench up. And the fourth thing that you should add to your garden is straw. Straw is an awesome way to add more organic matter into the soil and attract a whole bunch of worms. Straw is not hay because if it was, then you would see that there would be lots of weeds in this bed. Straw are the dry, hollow stalks remaining after they process wheat and barley. On my bed last year with the onions, like I have here, I put straw to cover it and the soil underneath was super fluffy. And then when I go to harvest my onions, some straw will get mixed in and add more organic matter into the soil. And since straw don't tie up barely any nitrogen, we could just bury some underneath the soil here. And when it breaks down also in the soil will also be able to hold so much more water. Now you don't want to bury wood chips in the soil because wood chip will tie up a lot of the nitrogen in the soil. And the fifth thing you want to add to your garden are weeds. Weeds are some of the best things to add back into your soil because weeds pull up different types of nutrients deep down in the soil where your plants can't reach it. And you're always harvesting vegetables constantly from your garden, so weeds are a great way to add back. Take dandelion for an example. Dandelion pulls up calcium in the soil and then brings it up into its leaf. And then when you take the dandelion leaves and put it back into your soil, it will add back the calcium to the soil. Weeds like clover will provide nitrogen through its roots, and stinging nettle will provide nitrogen through its leaves. I got an assortment of different types of weeds that I pulled up from the garden. You could apply it over mulch if you don't want any weeds to regrow back, or you can either break or cut them up and put them directly onto the soil. So I'm just gonna break them up and put it over the soil. The sixth thing you should add to your garden is wood ash. Wood ash, also known as pot ash, contains lots of potassium, some magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, and other minerals trees have pulled up from the soil. Now you don't want to apply too much wood ash to the soil because wood ash will actually raise the pH of the soil to alkaline. And if you're growing acid-loving plants, you don't want to apply it. So I'm just going to sprinkle it over the soil lightly. And then I'm just gonna mix it in. The seventh and last thing that you should add to your raised bed is this brown liquid fertilizer, which will speed up the growth of your plants and reduce pests. And you can learn more about the seventh thing right in this video over here. Bye!